Welcome back to another episode of How To Subaru. In this episode, we're going to lower the Forester. First things first, get your car up in the air. We're going to do these two wheels first. Get it up, well, loosen these before you jack it up. And then those ones don't matter because you can use the e-brake. But get the wheels off. First things we did was spray these bolts, because they're usually really tight, so we sprayed them with some PB Blaster type stuff. Let them soak for about 10 minutes, see if we can get them off, because we're going to take these struts off and we're going to replace them with some BC coils. The brake line here we couldn't get off because this was solid here. We as you can see, the piece of metal is bent. We just took some vice grips, clipped on the end, bent it back and forth about 30 times until it split, and just bent it out of the way so you don't have to take this apart. Makes it a lot easier. As you can see, we got the two bolts out. They are a pain in the butt to get, but once you get them, everything else is pretty easy from there. So on the front one, after that, you're going to take off these three bolts, and that should be it. This was also bolted on there. This is the ABS sensor. Just take the bolt out for that. Or that was, the bolt went through that, the camber bolt it was.
Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies higher and higher and higher. We can go until the morning glow. We can go higher and higher. Before I was found, I felt like I could gain the ocean. Before I was found, I didn't want to breathe out. And my soul beats a sound loud enough to quiet the thunder. In love with no doubt, and now I'm never gonna slow down. Never gonna slow down.
Here's the new suspension we're putting on. Some BC coils. They're the BR series. Says they're for a 93 to 01 Impreza. Let's go ahead and start by putting it in from underneath and doing these bolts to support it, or nuts. At this point, you're going to want to use your jack to lift the knuckle here up to get it into the bottom of the strut. Before you tighten these two down, this top one is your camber bolt in the front. As you can see, it can move that part of the knuckle in and out. I don't know if you can see that. So it can adjust the positive and negative camber. Since we're going full stance boy on this, we're gonna go negative. Go ahead and tighten those two bolts as tight as you frickin' can. Zip tie that, you're good for the front. Onto the rear. Alright, day 2 of the install of these coilovers. Ran into an issue with these Impreza ones. The bolt pattern is a little bit smaller than the Forester one. This is the plate off the Forester. Does not fit. So I made a template here out of paper, and we're just gonna drill out some new holes in the chassis. So I just got the template set in there. Just gonna mark it. After you get those little pieces flattened down so you can fit the nuts on, just go ahead and bolt it in. And we're pretty much done for the top side. Just get them tightened down. And then we can work on the bottom, getting those 2 big bolts in. Now if I had Forester specific coilovers, I wouldn't have to do this because the top hats would match. But since these were for an Impreza, had to do this. So I use a jack underneath the wheel hub here just to line up those 2 holes for the bolts. Get those in, get them super tight, basically as tight as you can turn them. I also added some washers to that and that one just for extra support since the bolts or the holes are elongated. Some of these brake lines and ABS sensors I lost the clips for, so I'm just going to zip tie. I'll cut the ends off, I'm just leaving them there so you can see them.
Talk with our head in the clouds, and we will walk with our feet on the ground, and we will talk with our head.
So now that we've got it set exactly where we want it, we're going to go ahead and lock this lower perch down, tighten it up, take the measurement here, and that's the same measurement we're going to use for the other side so we don't have to adjust it up and down. And a quarter. So that's the same we'll do on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing on the front.